In the options inside the view, we're looking on units and coordinates tab. The first one, we can select different type of the measurement units. By default, it's set to the metric automatic. However, you can set to the imperial, meters, centimeters, inches, feet, miles, and even view units. If you set to view units, you can specify what is the one view unit is, and it's actually very important to set properly, because if you remember, when you import object, you can set that you want object be scale based on the measurement units. So depend what is measurement units you set, that is your object imported can be the scale. As well, when you work with a focus, with these and other ones, that will be referred to the settings of the measurement units. And of course, if you were working with the geological data, DEM type, in many cases you want to match DEM importing map to the what measurement units you work with. Okay, by default, metric automatic will work just fine. Yeah, also, if you modify any options and you want only apply to the set, you can enable, and this way apply new settings to the current, only to the scenario you work right now. So when you go next time, this will be restored to default. Then next we have a world coordinate system, and viewed by default says Z up. In many applications is actually will be X, Y is up, and Z will be distance. In this case, if you prefer that way, you can switch to the Y up. Okay, but by default for the view tutorials, I'll keep it Z axis up. And next you also have the orientation. You have it right now to the right-handed X up. You can switch to the left hand, so X will go, coordinates go from to the left side. Okay, in the next options we have it is spherical scene. So in this is options, if you want to have it curvature in your horizon, so when you render any one realistic look like a planet or maybe other ones, if you want just a curvature, you can enable spherical. This will add the curve on the render. And if you want to have it planetary, so your camera out move, you can use it to switch all your planet. So this is example, and you can see right here we actually created planet itself. Okay, let's go to options, and when you created the planetary and other view, you can specify what is the scene radius you want to do it, smaller or even larger size. So let's go uncheck this one, go back to the normal view. Okay, so next things, let's go other options, and you'll notice right here we have it more snapping, grid, and resolution. So this is help us when we move camera, it will snap. And to move this, if you just move it, it does not snap. Let's press shift key, and while you hold the shift key, you notice camera kind of snapping, moving. Or if you hold down shift and rotating, you can see it's kind of rotating with a snapping effect. Again, to enable snapping, you can press and hold down shift key. And your options, you can specify what is the resolution you want to snap. So if I want to create just 1 meter snapping, I can do this, as well as currently it's 15 degrees snapping. When you're rotating, you can modify this on what distance you are, what degrees you want to switch the snapping effect. You also can enable adaptive based on a zoom. In this case, the grid will show at any level of the zoom or camera altitude and at any panning position, so it will help you to just see what's locating or click. And again, that way it will be used as internal units for the snapping if it's depend going on a resolution. Okay, the next options, you can select order of rotation. This will apply to all new objects, so you can also apply to one object that already in scenery by selecting order of rotation and apply to all objects. Okay, then next, if you set altitude, this is actually global and will affect all of the scenery. So it's, if you save it, exit and reopen, that will apply to all sceneries. And right here, you'll notice we have an altitude for your sea level. You can enable show sea level in the 3D view, and if you enable in render, in this case the plane will show in a word browser as a sea, and it will also showing in your render. Okay, next we have a light unit, and this will affect how we work with the lights units when we create new. You can have it view, or you can work with luminance or a candle light. So it's depend which one you prefer. For many times, if you work with the photometrics and you want realistic lights, you probably want to switch to the lumens. It will allow you to be more accurate if you're number based creating lighting and render.